I came across a book, Drawings by Leonardo da Vinci, and that has been the most significant thing that's ever happened to me, because I was utterly overwhelmed at what he could do in a drawing, and it's fascinated me ever since. I've been trying to come up with my own answers for 4 decades post, and I think of that as the best kiss I've ever had. I do pray to the gods occasionally, saying I'm due for another one, but I haven't answered that yet. So drawing, to me, is one of the high watermarks of what any human being can ever do, and it can equal any other creative act. I'll just immediately show you one. This is one of the volunteers, and I try and have an idea of doing the minimum you can do to say as much as possible.
Like poetry.
Like poetry, or any art. Any art. So if you get into detail, you usually spoil it. And so a good way of doing it, trying to do this, is to do it as fast as you can. But then you've got to decide when it's finished. And some people say, when's the poem finished, when's the drawing finished? You've got to sort that out. So it's pretty easy, 2 eyes, a nose, a mouth. And that's all you need. You've got, and looking carefully, every human being is unique. And you haven't got to look all that closely to find out what it is. And you only have to get it approximately right to get a unique response in the drawing. I think she's very beautiful, in real life and in this drawing. She's not here. John Hegley's workshop, before he got going, some children there, and this lad, well, most youngsters are beautiful, and same idea, simplicity, and he had his pad on the desk there, but nothing was written. Lydia didn't put this on the website because you look too concerned.
Still upset, you know.
Right. John Hegley, when he got into action, he had dynamic movements of getting people going. And I'm very fond of drawing dancers.
Okay, I can't see from that.
And so when people aren't moving, I mean, it's really fast. I mean, like if you imagine in a film, I think it's 30 shots per second or something like that. So if somebody is moving across a room, I mean, you've got to be incredibly fast. And so approximations, and then what do you do when they have actually moved? And so you can keep building on the same drawing, which happened here. Actually, I consider this one to be one that went wrong, because he actually did move away. But somebody saw it today and thought it was very good. That's the John Hegley. Well, of course, he didn't pose for me, and nobody ever does. Because, well, I shouldn't clarify that. I like people to move. And I mean, if you say, can I draw you? People usually freeze. It's about a bit like saying, can I photograph you? But if you don't ask, you just get going. It's the better. They're more relaxed. Lydia had seen them at this stage. She was actually sat by me, and she said, can you have more people involved? It's hard work drawing one person that's moving. I mean, when you're drawing 4 people that are moving. This is one of the happenings. And I don't know the name of the caterpillar. The green caterpillar. The hungry caterpillar.
Downstairs.
Yeah. And this is when it was being made. And you can perhaps just see it says everybody's reading in the caterpillar. And some very simple outlines for the people who were making it. I quite like that one. This is another one of our volunteers. Astonishment. I think she's called Julie. Julia. And she was telling me, I've noticed how cheerful she is. She's not here. Yeah. And I said, are you always cheerful? And she said, when I was born, I was cheerful. Now, I did think I got a little bit of her eyes there, but she just moved. I mean, just went away from me. But I think I like this one of her from the side. And she's got fabulous eyes. And so an eye from the side, I mean, you can hardly see anything. So, and you probably noticed this, that the drawings are deliberately exaggerated. And if you try and draw them from like a photograph, you will lose. You just won't get anywhere. The Greeks discovered this. They didn't have cameras, but they could make photographic art in terms of sculpture. And they realised that once they got it spot on, they were losing the soul of the person that they were trying to portray. So they started making exaggerations. And, if it's good enough for them, it's good enough for me. So, again, this is Corey?
Corey Rumba, yes.
Yeah. The musician, the project of...
Yes, we had a musician, sort of investor, so someone who made a piece of music for the festival, and he visited each of our story cafes, these workshops we did in advance of the festival, and came up with a piece of music for each one, and then played them all at an event on Sunday last week, called Herald Sunday Supper, where we also fed people. And that's him playing the vibraphone, not a xylophone, easy mistake to make, doesn't like it being called xylophone. When I start drawing, it's like going swimming, it's best to warm up, and I find that with drawing, so I have to do a few before I get the feel of it. And again, I thought that wasn't quite there, but somebody said, I like that one. But this book is probably edited, but that one would have been destroyed by me. So I was building up to it, and yeah, that's what I think is the proper drawing. When I realised how he was merging into his instrument, and I carried on the instrument into his body, and vice versa, and a good sense of movement, I thought. And again, it's just to really simplify the complicated musical instrument he was playing. And so if you are abstracting the person, then you've got to abstract everything else as well to make it all join. That was his drum there. This one will be destroyed as well, because they did quite, people are grimacing. What do you call it? John Agar.
Yeah. I asked him if I could draw him. He did a workshop here a few days ago. His answer was yes, as long as you're not obtrusive. And I think I've got a good knack of merging into walls and things like that. So, and he astonished me as somebody who talks a lot with his hands, and so that was just a really good thing to go at. But hands are notoriously difficult to draw. People say, a bunch of sausages, a bunch of bananas. So I realised his hands were in front of his face, so I realised I had a bit of a problem. Would I draw the face first or the hands first? And so again, I was trying to work out how to actually do him. And also he had a nice hat on. And I realised that if I could get his hat the shape of his hat to merge into his face, and then where to put the eyes. So I was trying to figure out all these things. That was the first attempt. The second attempt, Liddy quite like this, but he was a really nice, sweet man, I think. But he did do a book called The Devil, didn't he? That was one of his works. So, yeah, and I think he could be a bit devilish here. But I thought this one, for me, was the better one. When I did start with the hand, and his mouth just merges into one finger there, which I quite like. So last night, our director Lydia was performing at St Nicholas Church, and I'd never been in there before. And I started to again lovely arches like this, semicircle arches, but in a greater abundance than there are here. And I was trying to figure out how would I do this, and so I had the idea before I started working that I would make the church the dominant feature. So I was trying to figure out how to draw the background of the church here. And I was going to put a figure in there which would be about that big, but I thought that's fine, just leave it as that. So same idea with some figures. I think I've gone for 3 minutes, haven't I?